Wind power is one of the strongest natural forces a nation can use. It is clean, renewable, and available every single day. When a country needs strength again, wind is one of the first steps back toward stable. Wind energy means independence. It does not come from foreign suppliers, not from contracts, not from political decisions. It comes from nature itself. And that is why it is so valuable for a nation that wants to rise again. But wind power is more than electricity. It is a sign that a nation is ready to take new paths, to leave old mistakes behind, and to take its future into its own hands. Wind power shows how strong a nation can be when it uses the forces that lie right in front of it. Every rotation of a turbine means stability. Every movement in the wind means energy. That does not need to be bought, but simply exists. Yes, but wind power is not just technology. It is a sign that a nation is ready to supply itself without depending on contracts, prices, or crises. When wind power grows, security grows with it. Because a nation that produces its own electricity can shape its future on its own terms. Wind power does not only move the air, it moves people as well. For some, it is a symbol of the future, a sign that a nation is finally taking new steps and learning to supply itself. But others feel disturbed. They see the towers, they hear the sound, and they wonder why their surroundings are changing. For them, wind power is not progress, but a intrusion. Between these two groups lies the truth of a nation. Change is never easy. It requires patience, understanding, and the willingness to look beyond one's own perspective. Wind power shows how differently people think and how important it is to move forward together. A nation cannot wait until everyone agrees. Wind power shows exactly that. Some people feel disturbed, others see hope in it. But a nation must make decisions that are bigger than individual opinions. Energy is not a wish, it is a necessity. If a nation wants to become strong again, it needs sources that are reliable, that work every day, and that are not controlled from outside. Wind power is one of those sources. It does not stand still. It belongs to no one, and it delivers energy, even when opinions differ. In the end, it does not matter whether every turbine is liked. What matters is that a nation regains strength for its people, for its future, for its stability. Wind power works for one simple reason: movement. When the wind moves across the land, it pushes against the blades of the turbine. That push sets the blades in motion, and this motion is turned into energy. At the top of the tower sits a generator. It does nothing more than convert the rotation of the blades into electricity. No fire, no gas, no fuel, just wind that keeps moving. The stronger the wind, the faster the blades turn, and the faster they turn, the more energy is created. It is a simple principle anyone can understand. Movement becomes power. For many people, this is fascinating. No smoke, no exhaust, no burning, just nature at work. Others feel disturbed because the towers are large and change the landscape, but the function remains the same. Wind becomes energy, and energy becomes future. Wind power works well, but it never works the same every day. Sometimes the wind is strong, sometimes weak, sometimes too much, sometimes too little. This is where artificial intelligence begins its work. An AI monitors every movement in the wind. It measures how fast the blades turn, how much energy is produced, and whether the turbine is under too much stress. If the wind becomes too strong, the AI automatically slows the turbine down to prevent damage. And when the wind is weak, the AI adjusts the system so that energy is still produced. Not much, but enough to keep the grid stable. For people, this means one thing: wind power becomes more reliable. It fluctuates less, delivers more consistent electricity, and reacts faster than any human ever could. Nature and technology combine into a force that can truly support a nation. When a nation needs strength again, one single energy source is often not enough. Wind power is strong, but it depends on the weather. This is why many people consider running nuclear energy in parallel as a stable foundation until the country has enough wind, earth, or solar to live without nuclear power. Nuclear energy is cleaner than many people think. It produces no smoke, no exhaust, no CO2 clouds over the cities, and it is cheap because a nuclear plant can deliver huge amounts of energy for many years with very little fuel. For some people, this is an advantage. Wind power for the future, nuclear energy for stability. Together they ensure that a nation does not fall into darkness when the wind is weak or the sun does not shine. And later, when the entire country has enough wind power, geothermal energy, or solar power, nuclear energy can slowly fade out. Not abruptly, not chaotically, but step by step, until the nation is fully powered by renewable energy. When a nation uses wind power and nuclear energy in parallel, it creates a mix of future and stability. Wind power brings movement. Nuclear energy brings calm. Together they form an energy system that no longer fluctuates with the weather and no longer depends on outside forces. For people, this means security. They know the electricity will not fail when the wind slows down, and prices will not explode when a crisis happens somewhere in the world. A nation that combines two strong energy sources stands more firmly on its own feet. And this is the future. Wind power grows, solar grows, geothermal grows, and nuclear energy keeps the nation stable until renewables are strong enough to carry everything on their own. In the end, a nation emerges that no longer chooses between old and new, but uses both to protect its people and secure its future. People feel the consequences of energy policy every single day. When nuclear power was shut down, electricity prices rose faster than many could afford. Families had to cut back, retirees had to sacrifice, and entire regions became unstable because energy was no longer reliable. Wind power alone could not carry the load. It is strong, but it is not always there. And this is why people now suffer under prices they can no longer manage. Not because energy is missing, but because the wrong decisions were made at the wrong time. Many ask, why was nuclear power shut down before the country had enough wind, solar, or geothermal energy? Why did everything have to happen immediately instead of step by step, the way every stable nation would do it? People pay the price, not the politicians, not the decision makers, the people who open their monthly bill and hope they can still make it. This is why many now consider running wind power and nuclear energy in parallel again. Not forever, but long enough until the nation is strong enough to rely entirely on renewable energy without people suffering for it. In no other area are political decisions felt as strongly as in electricity. When nuclear power was shut down, people suddenly faced bills they could no longer pay, not because they used more, but because energy became a luxury overnight. Many families had to choose between heating and eating. Retirees sat in the dark because every kilowatt-hour was too expensive. Small businesses struggled to survive because electricity costs shut down their machines. People ask today, why was a stable energy source shut down before the country had enough wind, solar, or geothermal energy? Why did everything have to happen immediately without considering the people who would pay the price? Wind power can help, solar can help, geothermal can help, but they need time to become strong enough. This is why many people consider running nuclear energy in parallel, not forever, but long enough until the nation is stable again, and no one has to suffer under high prices. Because in the end, it is not about politics. It is about people, their homes, their families, their future, and the truth that energy should be a right, not a luxury. Thank you for watching this episode. Our energy future affects every one of us, and only by looking closely can we change it. If you enjoyed this film, I appreciate a subscribe and a like. Your support helps us continue the next episode. Yes, thank you for being here.